Hi, I'm there, Chris, and we're going through a tutorial series on speedrunning the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color. It's going over the new beginner route for any percent glitchless that uses the Charmander and Friends deck. This is the third video in the series. There should be a playlist linked to my channel if you need more. Anyhow, this video is going to focus on Kristen, who is the second battle in our route. You can see our route summary up above there. At this point, we have beaten Heather, and so we hold our B button to move around the overworld. We go hard left to this point, up. There's Kristen. Cool. Now we have approached a trainer, so we hit start, A, because we should be on diary still. Keep a diary, B. Cool. We have saved now. We now have a place to, we now can start the Kristen battle. I'm going to make a quick save state in case I screw this up somehow. And here we are. So we're going to battle Kristen. I'm going to go over the different things that can happen in this fight and what you should be aware of. So, you know, mash B to get through the text so you get to here. Hit A once, then mash B. Now the battle starts. Alright, what basics do we have? Just Charmander. Charmander is very good for this fight. We want fire Pokemon predominantly here. You can sometimes win with fighting Pokemon, but you really would prefer fire, so this is good. Place Charmander in the arena. Nothing else to do. One-on-one. Nice. We always want one-on-one fights, obviously. But it's good to get one here. We go second. We'll live with that. Oddish, 50 HP. And we are paralyzed. That is not so bad, because we don't actually need to attack this first turn at all. So we're just going to attach energy and move on. Gloom, still not so bad, because we'll be able to do 60 damage to Gloom next turn. Poison. Poison's, as you know, is a status condition, 10 damage between turns. However, the battle's almost pretty much over. Attach another energy, and you can see there are 0 Pokemon on Kristen's bench. You can see that nice 0 at the top left of the screen. So we go to attack, use Ember, discard an energy to use the attack, and because Gloom's weak to fire, like almost all grass Pokemon are, we're donezo! Easy. Generally, you'd be a little anxious about starting against an Oddish, where Oddish goes first, because Oddish could keep paralyzing you. We did have a computer search in our hands, so worst case scenario, even if we were paralyzed turn 2, we could load up a full heal. Cool. Remember, don't reset after your battles. I'm doing that so we can just fight the same battle over and over for tutorial purposes. We gotta get basics in our hand. Alright, so we're starting with Charmander again. We have Charmeleon here. We don't have a lot of fire energy. And that might change how we approach this fight. We'll see. One-on-one again. Good. Kristen doesn't have too many basics, so one-on-ones are pretty common. Bulbasaur. Alright, we're gonna lead. I like to lead off with a with lightning energy here, if you have it. Lightning energy can only be used to pay colorless energy costs. But luckily Charmander and Charmeleon all have colorless energy costs on all of their costs. So I like to use lightning on Charmander because there's not a lot of other places you're gonna use it. And in this case, we could either wait until turn 2 to attack, or we could scratch, and I'm gonna use scratch here because we have limited fire energy, so I don't want to use Ember unless I have to. Scratch will do 20 damage, half the damage Bulbasaur needs. We're going to see if anything gets on the bench. And no, this is going to be a very easy fight. Bulbasaur takes 2 energy to even attack you, so Bulbasaur is probably the best Pokemon. A single Bulbasaur is like the best outcome for the Kristen fight. But I don't even have to attach another energy, we're done. Easy. Get a prize, we're done. Alright. Don't worry, there are plenty of bad outcomes for Kristen fights. They're not always this easy. We'll see if we get one. Alright, wait till we get basics. We get Machop. Not a great result for this fight. You don't really want Machop, but because Machop does 20 damage a turn, you can still win against Bulbasaur or Bellsprout the same way Charmander would. But not a lot else. It's still a one-on-one fight, luckily, so we may have a chance here. Let's see. Second, not great. Pangela, 50 HP, also not great. Pangela takes 2 energy to attack. Gonna use Bill here, see if we can get anything better going. We have a Magmar. And we have a computer search even, right? Oh, that's sick. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just... This is one-on-one. So, we have 2 options. We can either try to attack with Machop, and try to get the 2-hit KO by using Comp Search to get a plus power, or we could use Machop as like sacrificial lamb and just set up a Magmar. We're gonna try Machop out, the riskier one. Machop, only 1 attack, low kick, 20 damage, 1 fighting energy. Oh, Bind is a paralyzing attack, I forgot. Shoot. We are paralyzed. We cannot win this turn unless we have some way to cure that. And we do not have a great way to cure that. We can use Computer Search to get full heal, but we need that Computer Search to get a plus power to win this fight in 1 turn, so we're gonna try to not have that happen. Oh. I'm using Continue Duel to go back in time. Alright, so Tangela getting a 3rd energy will activate Poison Powder, 20 damage plus poison, which means 30, because you'll do 10 more damage between turns, which would KO us. So at this point, this is where we admit, oh no, we need to get Magmar ready. So we put Magmar on a bench, get a fire energy there, and we basically wait for Machop to die. Hope for no other Pokemon on the bench. And Machop will die here. Perfect, so we don't even have to retreat. We are just putting in Magmar. We need a fire energy. Luckily we have Computer Search. And we will win the battle as soon as we have this, so we can look for fire energy. Generally, if you need, like, an energy card, you want to look for Professor Oak instead, which will discard your hand, get 7 new cards, you're bound to get an energy. But here, like, the battle's guaranteed if we get a fire energy, so I'm just gonna actually just grab a fire energy. And that's the Tangela. There are 2 different kinds of Tangela in this deck. The one with the big eyes like this. This one takes 2 energy to attack and has that Stun Spore, Poison Powder. The other Tangela can paralyze you with only 1 energy, so just something to be aware of. Alright, that's the end of the battle. Okay. So that's like a medium outcome. Getting Tangela without a fire type in hand. Alright, so we got Machop again. Not great, but we'll see. Against, there's 1 Pokemon on Kristen's bench. Not great either. Bulbasaur isn't too bad. Oddish is kind of bad. We can 2-hit Bulbasaur, which we probably will be doing in the process of setting something else up. We have Bill here, let's see what we get. Full heal and fire. Okay, cool. We only have 1 fighting energy, but that's all we can use right now anyway. So we're gonna just attach that, attack with low kick. It would be reasonable to reset here for a better hand. Definitely reasonable to do that. I'm sticking this out just to show different outcomes more than anything. Not a lot of point in attaching energy here. I guess we could end up with Machoke, potentially, so I guess I'll attach a fire energy, but I would not do that if I had any kind of, like, scarcity to my energy cards. Let's see. Oddish is getting loaded up with energy. Something you should know about Oddish. We've seen Oddish already, but I want to point this out. This hasn't happened yet. Stun Spore is the attack you'll be annoyed with most of the time. Oddish can also Sprout. Some Pokemon have attacks that bring other basics onto the bench. Oh, this is really bad for a speedrun because it's extending the fight, and you're trying to, you know, win the fight as soon as you can, right? So, the way to avoid Pokemon doing this is, due to some oddity in the AI's decision logic, almost never use this attack if your active Pokemon currently has enough energy to KO that Pokemon. Instead, they'll attack, try to get some damage in. Even if they'll lose the game, they'll do that. The AI is very weird. One exception to this is they will not factor in attacks that make the Pokemon discard energy. So, like, even if a Charmander had 2 energy against this Oddish, full HP, Oddish would still use Sprout. Just something to know. But yeah. So you try to use like cards like Energy Removal or whatever, or Gust of Wind or whatever, to make sure that Pokemon like this aren't allowed to set up. Okay, so we don't have any other basics, so we're gonna try Low Kick here. We'll kill Bulbasaur. So something we can do, this is called prize hunting. This is pretty slow, so you generally shouldn't do it in a speedrun unless you're desperate, but I want to show it off. So basically, after you pick, the prizes physically stay in the same spots for the whole game. So now that we've looked at this prize in an earlier state, we know this is full heal. So now we can look here, we know that's fire energy. If we are looking for a specific card, we can try this if we want to. If we're really desperate, trying to get a card out of our prizes. I would never do this in the early game like I am now, but I just thought of it, and it'd be cool to show off to try to make something out of this fight. Okay, so none of our prizes are any good. In fact, this fight is pretty bad, because it will take us forever to do... There's 3 hit KOs on both these Oddishes, and now there's a full bench of Oddishes. I'm going to reset, because we should have reset a while ago, but I was just showing how that fight can go wrong. Oddish, a chain of Oddishes sprouting is against a fighting type is one of the things to avoid here. Alright! Here's our first hand we have had in this series where we start with more than one basic Pokemon, so we actually have a choice to make. In this early game, I, in most cases, always put Diglett in front, and then whatever else in the back, in your bench. The reason for that is Diglett has free retreat, and so you can just switch the other one in if that's the better choice. Even though Charmander is pretty much always the better choice here, you want Diglett in front, because Diglett is free retreat. And you can retreat Diglett without any penalty. 2-on-1, cool. Let's see what happens. We go second, Lickitung. Alright, Lickitung, pretty much an automatic reset. I will not reset this time so you can see why. Lickitung has 90 hit points, which is going to take, without a plus power, takes Diglett 3 turns to KO, even though Diglett's a fighting type. And Lickitung has this incredibly obnoxious attack, which is a paralysis attack, just like Oddish. And it's made even more obnoxious by the fact that it won't fucking die. So let's try killing this Lickitung. Get paralyzed even once, we won't be able to do it. Luckily, we've been lucky twice. So we're going to lose this Diglett next turn, but we're still attaching energy anyway, because that'll leave Lickitung with 10 HP. Almost never worth actually fighting through this Lickitung. Just run when you see Lickitung. Because getting paralyzed and dealing with that frustration just takes forever. It's no fun. Attach fire energy. We can finish off Lickitung, luckily. You can't be paralyzed if you're knocked out, right? Unfortunately, Oddish is going to sprout, so this is going to be a long fight. Remember those nice fights we had earlier in this video, where, we just won right away? Those are long gone now, aren't they? This Tangela can paralyze us, so hopefully we don't. We do have a full heal, though. We're able to kill this Tangela. One more to go is Oddish. We need a fire energy, though, and we don't have one. And we're paralyzed again. We already used our full heal. We can use this potion to stall a little bit. Put a Magmar on the bench. We're going to attach this lightning energy to Charmander on the off chance we draw Charmeleon, because then we can win next turn. Even if we're paralyzed, if we drew Charmeleon. We did not. Okay. Without really much good in attaching energy to Charmander, I guess I'll just throw this on Magmar for some reason. I don't know. This is an annoying... Oh, we weren't paralyzed. Shit. Shoot. You might as well do Scratch here in case you never get that fire energy. But yeah, this is one of the downsides of the energy discarding attack Charmander has, is you run out. There's our fire energy, now that we can't do anything about it. A bit of a toughie here, because... No, let's just put it on Charmander, hope that we don't die. Oh no. Alright, we were not paralyzed. Luckily, we don't have to deal with that Vileplume, because we only have one prize left, you can see in the lower right. And finally, we KO Oddish. We are through with that Nightmare Kristen. So yeah, that thing you saw with Pokemon Breeder is a trainer card. Let's trainer skip to the final form. Vileplume is kind of a pain. It has an attack that does potentially 120 damage. It has a Pokemon power that like heals some damage. The other Pokemon you want to run from in this fight is Vileplume, basically. You won't see it very often. Just letting you know. Alright, let's do like one more Kristen fight really quick. Alright, Magmar is our only choice, and a pretty good choice for this fight. Probably second best Pokemon you can get here. Alright, 2 grass types. I'm gonna get paralyzed here. We'll probably have to deal with Oddish using that one move. What's it called? Fuck. It's called Sprout. So it's probably 3 grass types we have to fight here. Oh no, Oddish evolved to Gloom. Alright, we are poisoned. That's not great. And if we did nothing... So we can use Computer Search to cure the poison. We shouldn't need to, though, because we should be able to kill Gloom and then just Bulbasaur here, so we're going to just kind of roll with it. You don't want to use trainer cards unless you have to. So we use the potion to make sure we don't die. That's about it. And Computer Search in particular is both very valuable and takes a while. So we're just rolling through. Bellsprout. Bellsprout's a lot like Bulbasaur, except it can attack turn 1, and it has its own Sprout type move as well, which is very annoying. Call for Family. It also only takes 1 energy for Bellsprout to load up its own bench. There's our full heal. Fortunately, Bellsprout can't paralyze like Tangela. Part of the reason we put Heather and Kristen first is because of these, like, bad outcomes are possible in these early fights, and so, you know, once you run the game a few times, you might restart your attempt if you keep getting paralyzed or whatever, you know. Anyhow, easy enough. Finish off Bellsprout here. Fire Punch is a beast. Attack. And we have won the fight against Kristen. Get a Pokemon Trader. This is one of the only good cards in the Evolution Booster Pack, actually. This lets you just trade a basic Pokemon for an Evolution, which is great for finding good trio later. And then nothing good here. Gust of Wind is the other good card in Evolution. Okay. So we're done here. I'm making a save state to save for next time. But yeah. Thanks for watching this part of the tutorial video series. Next up we'll be fighting Brittany. Quite the fight. Coming up, honestly. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to message me on Twitter, there, Chris. Or join the Pokemon Trading Card Game Speedrunning Discord. We're happy to answer questions. We're happy to help people. Yeah, and hope you enjoy speedrunning this wonderful game. Alright, see ya.